104. This is week 9, which is exam 2. So please make sure that you're pulling up exam 2 because you have a written portion to do as well as a playing. And make sure that when you submit it, if you're submitting electronically rather than playing live for me, that you submit it underneath exam 2. So when you pull up week 9, you'll notice that there is a written portion for you to print and then scan back to me, or you can turn it in to me either in class or underneath my door. So the first 5 are adding bar lines. So based on your time signature, it's telling you how many beats in a measure, what type of note gets 1 beat. Add where those bar lines would be that make sense. Then you've got 7 key signatures to figure out for me, just what we've been working on here the last week, telling what tonic is. So remember what your shortcuts are for sharps and flats. Watch out that some of these are in treble and some of them are in bass, so make sure that you're reading the correct clef. For your playing, you have 1 song to play for me, and it is your choice of Ode to Joy on page 76, French Folk Song on 77, or Home Sweet Home on page 78. So I want to give you a little bit of help here on your choice of these 3 songs because they involve a new rhythm. If you think back to when we first started together, we had a half note, which is worth 2. Then we found that we could add a dot on the side. And a dot on the side of the note added half of the original note value. So in this case, that dot added an extra beat, and our dotted half note became worth 3. Now we're going to find a dot added next to a quarter note. So if my quarter note is worth 1, that dot is going to add half of that again to it. So my quarter with a dot is now going to be worth 1.5 beats, which means that you're always going to find it followed by either an 8th note or an 8th rest. So when we are subdividing and counting with our ands as we do for 8th notes, this part of the beat would get 1 and half a beat 2, and here would pick up that other half of the and. So on the top of page 76, there's some good rhythm drills here that you can work on, and we'll do these together in class. But if I was to clap through America here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. So it almost feels like a long, short, long. Sometimes it helps you to think of it that way. Underneath here, they're showing you that it's functioning almost as if there's a tie on half of that 8th note. So one more time, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. If you like saying the type of note, you could say quarter, 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 8th. Quarter, dot. Let's do that again. Quarter, 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 dot, 8th quarter. So that works as well. If you're using a metronome, set to an 8th note, which we've done a lot in class, you'd hear 2 clicks, 2 clicks, 2 clicks, 3 clicks, because there are 3 8th notes in that dotted 8th. So the piece that you need to play for your exam is your choice of Ode to Joy on 76, French Folk Song on 77, or Home Sweet Home on 78. All 3 of these have this new dotted rhythm. So your first step, I encourage you to try each of them and then pick your favorite one to polish up. Your first step, if I was looking at Ode to Joy, is going to be to figure out that key signature. So I'm looking at those 2 sharps. Remember, with 2 sharps, I'm going to look at that last sharp, C sharp, up half a step, tonic is D. So tonic is D for this. It sits right in a tonic whole, whole, half, whole pattern. So these are back to our 5-finger positions. They're not scalar based like last week's pieces are. I encourage you to clap through your rhythm, watching carefully for where you have that new rhythm. Where your hands go together, figure out if it's contrary or parallel. That's going to help you with your reading there. French folk song, same thing. Figure out your key. Clap through that right hand rhythm. Watch out for that dotted quarter note. Watch out for ties in the left hand. I'll give you a hint on this one. Be careful of your register. Home Sweet Home is probably the hardest coordination-wise. Again, figuring out your key signature. Notice this one also starts with that anacrusis or incomplete measure. 4 and 1. With Home Sweet Home, this is one where I would probably learn the right hand alone. And then when I would be ready for the left hand, I would tap it first. Together, 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 together. So that you feel the coordination first. Then take it apart into feeling where it's stepping and where it's skipping. Put that with the melody. 5, up, up, skip, skip, skip. And that will make it easier when you put those two hands together. We'll spend quite a bit of time together in class working on coordination skills for helping you put your piece together. So it's to your advantage to figure out which one of these that you are planning on doing for your exam so that I can spend some one-on-one time with you on your assigned class day to get it ready. So exam 2, due October 30th by 5 p.m. There are 2 written parts, bar lines and key signatures, and then 1 piece using this new dotted rhythm. Good luck.